My name is Ron Berglund, Berglund Law Office. We help clients create customized estate plans for a worry-free future and the very best outcome. We're located in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I signed up with How to Manage in late July of 2021, so I've been a member now for 9 months. Like pretty much everybody that I've met that's a member of the bubble, we all have a different story. My story is pretty unusual. I'm probably one of the senior members of the bubble because I'm 74 years old. 72, I'm not 74 yet. I'm 72, just turned that in January. And prior to that, I've had an extensive 44-year legal background with a variety of different jobs and occupations. Worked initially with a small firm, general practice, in a suburb of Minneapolis. Then I switched to a couple of corporate jobs. Then at some point along the way, I got seduced into the entrepreneurial side by an old junior high school friend who had started a company, and it's located in Bloomington, Minnesota, and he said, I can afford to hire you now. So I came on board as in-house counsel, and it was not really a large enough company to employ a full-time general counsel, so I ended up wearing many hats. And over a career of kind of ups and downs and ins and outs that lasted 25 or 30 years, a variety of different experiences, got to travel a lot, and so it was rather interesting. But the gentleman just really had a hard time paying me the last decade. So starting about 5 or 6 years ago, I had to get a business divorce, and it ended up being pretty amicable, which was a good thing. But then found myself in my mid-60s wondering what I should do. So thinking that nobody's going to hire this worn-out old attorney who's 65, I decided to hang up my shingle. And the way I describe it is that I sort of half-assed my way into my private law practice. So for a few years, and I've heard the LQMs about, is it a business or is it a hobby? I have to say it was almost operating like a hobby until I realized, this is real and I should make a go of it. So I really buckled down starting about 4 years ago and was struggling for a bit because I was in a vacuum. I had no mentors, no resources, all by my lonesome, made every mistake in the book. And about a year ago, I was getting in deep with spending a lot of money on SEO and doing a lot of things that making every mistake possible. And sometime in the early summer, maybe in the spring, I started seeing the emails from How to Manage. And of course, they caught my attention right away because what I realized was I needed that business. I was a political science major right into law school, so I knew very little business. And so they had me from hello. I signed up, and I've really loved the program since I've been in it 9 months. And I joined up mainly to learn how to be a businessman and learn about the 7 components of a business and all that good stuff. But the hidden bonus for me has been all the work it's done with mindset. And I've gotten so deep into it because I have a habit of listening to LQMs, all the mindset audios while I'm walking and lifting weights and even riding my stationary bicycle. And for me, the mindset stuff has been even more important than the business. I've gotten so much out of it. And at my age, it's helped me create a plan for my future because I can't do this forever. I'm 72. I was thinking about going till I was 79, and now I'm readjusting my goals and my plan and my business plan so that I'm going to do this in 5 years. And the goal is to make the business profitable enough so that I can sell the business in 5 years. I'm going to change the name. It's going to turn into 10,000 Lakes Law because Minnesota is the land of 10,000 lakes. And I've got my game plan setting out for who I need to hire after my legal assistant, who I've currently got working with me. And I'm really excited about moving forward. And I really think it can happen because I'm watching, all my brethren and sisters in the bubble doing so well that it really gives you a lot of confidence that you can do well too. Well, I was in small law firm university after the crash course, and I've enjoyed that very much, listening and watching all the videos and doing the workbooks, and I found it a lot of things that I just did not know about, and Nicole does such a great job learning about calendaring, and I tend to make really bad use of my time, so it's been super helpful to me. And I recently made the next big decision, because first you have to make a decision to become a member, and then down the road, an opportunity comes up that you can get engaged with your CEO. And I just literally did that a few weeks ago. So I have a new CEO, and we're just going to be getting started in the next few weeks, and I'm really fired up about that. Well, this part is kind of funny, because after the crash course, and I hit the crash course pretty hard, I was all in. And then I started tuning into the weekly, every Tuesday, the office hours, and I was able to go on Zoom and attend almost all of them. And I would occasionally hear people talking about Module 3 and Module 2, and I was a little wondering, what are they talking about? Because I totally missed the memo. And at some point I just saw an email from James Brown, and he said, go in here, go there, click there. And I realized that about 8 or 9 weeks had gone by, and I wasn't doing any of the homework. So after that, I had to sort of go in and do double time and watch the videos and download the workbooks. So I kind of came about it a little bit after the fact, but really have enjoyed it, because it was just touching on, the strategic planning, a lot of the things I just haven't had exposure to. Calendaring was like a new discovery for me, learning how to make better use of my time and create a strategic plan, all the steps needed to do it. And so I've really enjoyed the SLFU. It really is. It's building a solid foundation, and it goes back to what I said right from the beginning. In law school, you do not get a shred of this. You don't get a shred of business. I went back just out of curiosity, did some checking on the internet at the University of Chicago. It now costs $100,000 a year to put a student through. If you have, if mom and dad pay for the tuition, room and board, $100,000 a year. So that is quite an investment after your 4-year college degree. And I looked at the courses, and it's the same old courses they were 40 some years ago when I attended. Contracts, civil procedure, criminal law, torts, and not a shred about how to operate a business, how to get clients, how to sell, how to market, accounting, bookkeeping. So it just hammers in, at my advanced age, like, wow, I'm so thankful that I came across how to manage, because if you hang up a shingle and you're all by yourself, you're just kind of helpless out there, and you can make a lot of bad decisions. I really got into some SEO and some e-marketing, some internet stuff that I just didn't have the knowledge and expertise. And now that I'm here with the bubble, I'm learning so much about, wow, why did I do that? But without having the benefit of being an HTM, I just wouldn't have known any better. You're out there in a vacuum. What I'm able to do now is, because I am 72, I'm creating a 5-year plan. So I have to have all my ducks in a row and have all my plan laid out to hire people as I build the business, and I can generate the income required to pay the salaries and pay the benefits and all the things that you have to do. So it's enabled me to go, and one thing you do in the crash course is you actually do your business plan, and what they tell you is, as you move forward, every several months you're gonna have to keep modifying and revising your plan, which I've already done. And I've decided I'm gonna try to do everything in a 5-year period, which really doesn't allow too much slippage, because I need to grow it to a certain level so that at some point it'll be something that'll be sellable, a business that'll be sellable. One of the real beauties of what they do with this program is they teach you how to build your playbook, your policies and procedures, and literally it's kind of like the Minnesota Vikings playbook when the players come in for every fall for the training to get ready for the football season. They give them all about a 3-inch stack of papers. That's the playbook. Here's all the plays. And so in a similar fashion with my estate planning and probate, I'm creating all the policies, procedures, templates, the step-by-step how to do it manuals, so that I'll be able to hire my next person and say, here's what you do, A, B, C, and D. So the attorney doesn't necessarily need to do all that. And by doing this, and then hopefully, I'm already excited about hiring next year, hopefully, my non-attorney salesperson, because in estate planning and probate and elder law, you're very frequently you're giving the consultations and the sales presentations. And as Arjan is always saying, because we all got messed up in law school, oftentimes if you train a non-attorney, they can do a better job of selling the services than we can. And I'm really looking forward to it. Not that I don't enjoy selling, but it's very, very time consuming. And typically while you're doing a consultation, some people experiment with paid consultations. I've been doing free consultations. And to be able to have a non-attorney salesperson working on that is going to free up so much of my time, which is really exciting to me, because my highest and best use is going to be doing marketing and building the business and building the brand and getting out there in the public, and not behind the scenes doing the work, the legal work that you can hire other people to do. It's been 9 months for me. This is my 4th LQM. And during the LQMs, you get to hear a lot of people talking about their progress, their success. And initially I was rather intimidated, and it made me feel like, it kind of has something where your self-esteem gets a little bit down. But because I've listened to so many LQMs due to my listening and walking program, I've listened to 260 hours of LQMs, all the different mindset audios that are available with the app while I'm walking and exercising. It has given me so much more self-esteem, confidence, excitement, motivation. And now when I hear some of the stories, I don't say, I don't believe this. It's just unbelievable that somebody 2 years later can have a firm of that size. I don't say that anymore, because, Arjan has taught us all that Yoda told Luke Skywalker that the reason you don't succeed, the reason you fail, Luke, is because you don't believe. So now I believe, I'm a believer, and I think at this point my revenues aren't skyrocketing yet, but I know they will. I'm most proud of the fact that I have put in the time and gotten all that mindset work done, because I've just listened to so many of the LQMs, so many of the readily available audios that the team has produced over the last about 11 years, that I think that's my proudest achievement, is just improving my mindset.